Hello everyone, welcome to my video on the pressure flow hypothesis. To begin with, I'd like to just do kind of a general introduction to the vascular system of plants. And it's kind of analogous to the vascular system in humans in that there are two kinds of vascular tissue, the xylem and the phloem. In humans, there are the arteries and the veins, and they both transport fluids through pressure, actually. And the xylem transports water and minerals from the roots to the leaf cells, whereas the phloem transports sugar from the leaf cells to the root cells. In this video, I'm going to focus more on the phloem. And the way that the phloem transports sugar is known as the pressure flow hypothesis. Essentially, how this works is that the source cell, which is the leaf cell, but in context of this hypothesis, it's known as a source cell. The source cell undergoes photosynthesis to create sucrose, or any kind of polysaccharide or sugar. And then that sugar is transported to the companion cell. And from there, it's actively transported from the companion cell into the phloem. So because it's using active transport, it requires expenditure of energy. Now, once the sugar has been transported into the phloem, excuse me, I have allergies, so my nose is kind of clogged up. So once there's a lot of sugar in this top part of the phloem right here, the concentration of water decreases rapidly. And because the xylem is adjacent to the phloem, and there are holes through which water can readily diffuse, um, water will do just that. It will diffuse. It'll undergo osmosis because the concentration of water in the xylem is much higher than the concentration of water in the phloem. So water is going to move in, and basically it's just going to kind of crowd the phloem. And this crowding produces a lot of force, and the force acts on the circumference uh, of the phloem, creating a lot of positive pressure. And this positive pressure moves the sugar and the water and everything down. As you can see by this arrow, down all the way to the bottom. This is kind of a short plant. In reality, the leaf cell is going to be much higher and the root cell is going to be much lower. Uh, but this is just to show you easily. So there's a lot of positive pressure driving this stuff down, and there's a lot of not negative pressure, but less pressure here because once the sugars make it down here, they are actively transported into the companion cell and then into the sink cell or the root cell in most cases. So the concentration of sugar is going to be much lower down here than it is up here, which means that the concentration of water is going to be higher than the concentration of water in the xylem. This means that osmosis will once again occur, except in the opposite direction. So instead of flowing into the phloem, it flows out of the phloem and into the xylem. So the pressure down here is much less because there's just a lower amount of stuff. There's less sugar and there's less water, and things move from high pressure to low pressure. So this system kind of loops itself, maintaining this high pressure up here and this low pressure down here that continuously causes the sugar to move down as long as it's actively transported into the phloem. So to recap, sugar is actively transported, which leads to osmosis, which leads to positive pressure, which pushes everything down, and then the sugar is actively transported into the companion cell, then into the sink cell. Then water diffuses out, making the pressure much lower than up here, and then driving the whole process. I hope you benefited a lot from this video, and thank you for watching.